There, we are live. Let's do this take two. That's a problem starting a whole new channel on podcast. I had the video, everything's checked, but for some reason no audio. And they're checking to make sure there's audio coming through. There's no audio coming through, we're going to do take three. Okay, but we try. So what are we? YouTube channel. We're going to be a live podcast channel where we just come together, invite some friends, to come and talk music, anything in the entertainment industry, maybe some church people too. Now, I'm not saying church as entertaining or entertainment, not supposed to be, but all access of music from artists and so on as well. And like I said, if I make any mistakes, well, it sucks. If you have a problem with my accent, it is my second language, but I'm quite proud of what I'm doing in it. So just bear with me. If I lose some words, at least I've got a lovely co-star or whatever you want to call that at least helps me with these things, and you're going to meet them just now. And then we've got a guest joining us, and they're doing stuff there that they like pulling my attention. I keep on looking at them now and not looking what I'm trying to say to you. And then at the same time, we're going to start selling equipment on site too. We're going to look at specials and what's available, little things. We'll also talk to the companies, maybe get good prices on the things, and then we will sell it on site as well, because that's what we're all about. Music video. A bit background about myself. Well, I'm Reno. I've had a sound company running now for 22 years. I think I started, getting through my technical stuff and sound. I used to do little installations in churches to pay for it, and then grew into a bigger company. And there we are. And of course, now we're stuck with this lockdown. Guys, this lockdown, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. I mean, I know this, the industry, the sound industry, anything got to do with entertainment has been, it's terrible. It's not nice. But you know what? We'll fight through it. Come on, guys. All you sound guys, musicians are tough. We know how tough it can be. So just hold on. So to no further ado, while we're waiting to get some subscriptions happening and hopefully some people connecting to the channel, at least I said they got connected and the channel works and the audio works. Hallelujah. Let's hope all the audio works when they talk as well. But let's see, I made this little nice cool intro to introduce our guest. You're going to have a look what it looks like. It's cute, né? As you can't see my computer really. And there we go. Hello, we've got Lyndene here. I really like my little intro.
Very cool.
No, working on it and so on, eh?
Yeah.
And so on. So as you can see, we've got Lyndene. You see the finger there. And then my co-host that's going to join me as well, Ambly, that's going to be more involved in things and so on. Like I said on my first take, you probably missed it, is I'm around 40 years old. Yes, I said it. And apparently that makes me, in the newer generation, relatively old when it comes to technology and so. Although my co-host does forget that I grew up with games. I grew up with technology. We are the founders of these things. And although I do quite well at Destiny, I try to take on at Apex. Yeah, there we all on there. I get quite beaten, and she's quite good at these things too, and she's got quite a bit of followers every time that thing connects.
Friends,
and they're just like, play with me, and so on. So she's always going to be connected to with things a little bit more new, up to date, I suppose, and so on, and what the younger generation looks as well. So yeah, and we've got a coffee here.
Yep.
Guys, if you don't have your coffee yet, come on. This is South African, it's cold at the moment. If you're in South Africa, guys, it's cold here at the moment. You guys up north now, they're getting the heat, aren't
yeah.
they? Yeah, they're getting
I'm moving up that side now.
Yeah. Now, just to say, Lyndene's a person I've met. One of the very few people that says she prefers the hot. And we lived in a place that gets around 45 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what it's in Fahrenheit. Now, usually most people I meet that says, no, they don't worry about the heat. When it gets to like 35, complain, moan. This person, brilliant.
Yes.
She really likes the heat. She
I really
does.
do.
No complaints.
Yeah.
No. And so on. So, nice to have you here.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. Just for you guys to see, our suppliers, everything. These are Samsung products we're using. You see, I'm starting to advertise our products.
Yeah.
already. I've got a little Samsung headset because I'm using a little mixer that ran out of channels for Phantom mics. But look at those mics. They look nice. eh?
Yeah. And I like the blue light that shines
Oh,
this
there's a
side.
blue light that shines that side to show it's on.
Yeah.
Just for your case.
Yep.
I understand you like the blue, but guys, when you just put back on me here, my problem is once blue came out, everybody went for the blue lights, and then you would be in this dark room now because we do a live video, and this blue light just shines so bright in your eyes, you really can't actually see the sliders. So I actually like the red and green, but I can see why the blue's working. Ne?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
so Lyndene, where are you from? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Oh, that sounds like such a weird question coming from you.
I'm in trouble because I have to say this because probably some of you have figured out this is my wife. But being a beta, and she is in the music industry,
Yeah.
and we will tell a bit more on all the things she's involved. A little bit of entertainment in quite a variety of things. Yeah, that's why I think she says she's wondering what a weird question. But it's not now for me.
Yes.
It's for the viewers out there.
Yes.
Yes.
So, sure. I was born in a very small town called Springs. We don't say it out loud very often, but yeah, I was born in Springs, but traveled a lot. My family moved around a lot, and I really enjoyed moving around. I think my personality is just one that I don't like to stay in one place very long or be doing the same thing over and over again. So yeah, that really worked for me. Got to meet a lot of people, new friends all the time, and eventually my husband, who I convinced to do the lot of moving after we got together. But yeah, so traveled around a lot, did a lot of ministry work. That was what my parents were mainly doing as I was growing up. So being a part of the ministry, being in church, and then also my family in general, both my mom and dad's side, were very musically inclined. So they enjoyed music, and on my father's side was more the musician side, and then on my mom's side was more the dancers and the artists and things like that. So very arty and colourful in that respect was for the family.
Okay, and just to let's get at least a little bit of background. So we've got Miss A. She's known as Miss A to most viewers, and that on her links and so on. Most people even have characterized her to look a bit like an anime. And look,
Which
like
she
anime.
really works towards.
and yeah, so got a bit of that look going there. And I see you're obviously also wearing a Harddrive production shirt today. Thank you. I'll take all the advertising I can get, and so on. And just a bit on your own words, how do you sometimes get involved with Harddrive too?
Well, I help a lot with recording when needed, and I am a very hands-on type of person. I don't like to stay behind a desk very much, so I help you set up, and recording is a hard thing, but it's also one of my favorite things to do because you get a closer view on what you're recording, and Harddrive is just
Links all that in.
yes.
Now, just to come a bit back, we got her involved. If you watch some of the clips, I also did a live, a video clip where we did a big dance school concert, and yeah, she often does the video recordings and so on, and very involved with the technical aspect. And then, not just on the technical side, there we all are, you're also very involved with ballet.
Yes, I've been doing ballet for 13 years now. And I'm on my point shoes, which is
Brag.
Yeah,
Brag.
and it's so hard to do, but it's why I've stayed in ballet, and I really do enjoy it. It does get kind of on my nerves sometimes with mom, but it's something fun to do, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah. And I suppose the nice thing as well is like you didn't just do it because, usually parents, like, I want a little princess, so they do the whole ballet thing, and then when they get about 7-8 years old, they're over it.
Yeah.
And Miss A said, no, I'm going for this. So I suppose in your age group, you probably were a group from like 30, who knows how many, down to probably like 5 in your group.
At the moment, we're only 3 in our group.
3, okay. Nice. So, Lyndene, now let me get this. Let me get this right. Let me have my sip of coffee. Happy people make your coffee already. Okay, I'm switching over to you. So, musician first. And like I said, you've traveled with your parents and going everywhere. A lot involved with church music. You're a keyboard player.
Yep.
Singer.
Yeah.
You've written a lot of your own, quite a bit of music.
Yeah.
Which you haven't made a CD, but yet when you play these things at churches, people go crazy. I mean, they're really good songs, really good praise and worship songs.
Yeah.
And when I've been involved as well, because you guys allow me now then to eat the drum set with as we go. It really gets more of a spiritual aspect. It doesn't feel like it's just a song, sing along. It really has meaning.
Yeah.
So I take it when you write music, I notice that you seem to first always use word quite often, biblical words, not just make up things, and they really mean something more. Yeah. So am I going to get in trouble to say usually when you write these songs, you rather do it when you're in a more on the spiritual side, where you feel more the music than just trying to write a melody and say, okay, let me put words together.
Well, I think personally I love like music. Music is besides having a family that's always been very musical. We were actually just talking about it the other day, like when we were Amberly's age and what we used to do, because we didn't have Xboxes and cell phones and all those sort of things. And I used to sit in my room. I had a chair in my room, and I would write letters, or I would just sit and listen to music. And those mixtapes we used to make, where you had the tape ready to go, and you just push record when the song came on. That you really
yes. So make your mixtape.
Yes, eventually I got there, but it started off with my mom and dad had a alarm clock, if anybody remembers those things, the alarm clock that was next to their bed, and it was actually a tape deck as well. So it was very cool. We used to put our tapes in, and we used to dance in my mom and dad's room, and eventually that tape deck came to me, and I used to use that to record the songs that I liked, and then eventually we got an upgrade to real hi-fi, and I used to do a lot of that. And so a lot of the songs that I write, even though I try and base it very much on the word and the Bible and things like that, it's a lot of the songs are more about where I am at that time. So things that I'm going through, issues that I might be facing, those sort of things. And I find when you write songs for yourself, they minister a lot better to other people, because they're probably also going through that.
Wow, great. So that's your music aspect.
Yeah.
Then you've also studied nails.
Yes, that I did when I left school.
Okay. But being very modest about it, I mean, I've seen you sitting 3-4 hours and literally do painting.
Yeah.
Sit painting. And once or twice some of those nails that you did made it into some very well-known magazines. I won't say names or copyrights probably.
Yeah.
So you even had your artwork on nails show on some magazines too.
Yeah, thanks to the right people at the right time.
But that's how it works.
Yeah.
If you do something and if you have a gift to, the right people would notice, not so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very modest. How many of you got your artwork for nails on a magazine? Very modest.
Yeah, tell us in the comments down below.
So, and then you study as a pastor.
Yeah.
You're a pastor now as well.
Yeah.
And you do a live feed usually too, because of the corona time.
Yeah, because
online.
of being in lockdown, we had to rearrange our strategies a little bit. The church itself is not very big, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other people out there that need to hear the word.
Certainly.
And
Great.
so we can do that.
And then between this all two, you studied as a
Exercise specialist.
Exercise specialist.
Yeah.
And also to do a sport conditioning and that too.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's a mom.
Yeah, and I'm
she's
a mom.
Sure, that's the whole group again. How's it there?
Yeah,
Let's see.
I do the laundry.
Sure, and that kept you quite busy too. I mean,
Yeah.
you studied like 2 years, basically full time,
Mm.
and I've heard you said once before. For reason doing that too is because for your passion for people and that too, you didn't just want to do like your normal. Well, I'm a fitness instructor,
Yeah.
but actually learned about when people have gone through hard times, whether it's cancer, heart attacks, or so on, to actually rehabilitate them and build
Yeah.
them up again.
Yeah.
Wow, sure.
So that was also just something that came when I was a bit older and had some life experience. I think I knew where I wanted to focus my attention a little bit more. And that's also when Amberly started to get more involved, because I started to step away from Harddrive to go into those things that I felt I needed to get into, and so in that way opening up for the next one to come in. So
And I think a good thing about that too is to remind us that, you know, even if you get older and you've given up some of your time to pursue certain things, it's not over.
no,
You know, go for it. Yes, it's great to help somebody else, but at some time, follow your dreams. Maybe you weren't able to follow it at school time what you wanted to do, but don't give up.
no,
You know, whether you're 30 or even 40 or 50, I heard, I'm not sure, a person that is about 65 just finished a PhD in a law firm or lawyer or something. I was like, wow. Imagine 65-year-old person like on the TVs, you know. But
Judge
come on.
Judy.
Yeah. Still going for it now. Yeah. So, coming back to the musical tips.
Yeah.
As we're doing a site here that we also want to talk about technology and so on. And you're a muser site and I'm from a sound engineer site.
Yeah.
Now we're going to open doors. Guys, sound engineers out there, don't lose your cool here. We can all learn from each other. Okay. What would be one of the most irritating things, usually maybe from a stage, that irritates some people maybe do? Now just guys, just got to think about this, because I promise you, nothing's rehearsed.
Reversed.
Rehearsed. There it comes. So I'm asking questions out of the blue, so they can't make up things. This is real. So back to you.
Okay, and I've also got to be careful, because when the cameras go off, he's still my husband. Sure. I think it would be, and I'm obviously one of the really blessed ones, because you've been our sound engineer for 25 years already, so it's something we saw you grow into, and we've learned along the way with you.
And just for confusion, say, but I've only been doing sound. I've only done my company for 22 years. Even from school and that, I've got involved helping with sound and that, and that's how long we know each other.
Yeah.
So, and then I started helping as well before I actually trained. So, yes, about 25 years.
Yeah. So I think for me now, having been spoiled with growing up and doing all the learning curves and stuff, it would be sound engineers or sound people who are not prepared. I think that definitely makes a huge difference when sometimes with Reno especially, he's like over the top with being prepared and always wants to make sure 5 days in advance that everything's working, and it's a good trait, and we get a bit frustrated with it. But I think there's actually nothing worse than unprepared. But I suppose that would be mainly for anybody. If you come unprepared, you're not going to have the best outcome.
Yes.
But especially for an engineer who needs to know what's happening, and so not being prepared.
I think that's one thing I also often complain about, because, you know, even sometimes when I do just play drums and we play at a place, hour before the show, then the guys come rushing there and so on. Now, I'm not talking about venues. Like sometimes if you travel, especially churches, you get to the building and they ask them, please be open at like 7 o'clock because maybe it start at 10 o'clock. And you get there and then you wait.
Yeah.
So that's out of your
Control.
But if you're in control of stuff, be there on time. I know a lot of sound comes through because, we want to make money. We'll push the limits so that you get an hour before the next show. And sometimes because the previous show ran late or your car broke down, now you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And I don't put this on musicians because I do travel like that. But when a musician gets to the place, you would like it to be ready for you.
Yeah.
And I've always been pushing harder on this too. Exactly what you said. Is be there early. Make sure everything works. Yeah, no. Always, it's happened to me too. Check the mic 3, 4, 5 times. And then when that guy comes on the stage at mic, he's
Dead.
don't panic, solve the problem. But they have to deal with this and this and this. It gets frustrating, and then as a music too, you don't really enjoy the shows much because you're waiting for all the troubles to be sorted. So yeah, I also make a big deal about it. I get irritated when guys arrive there half an hour before show. Or I've had places where the guys arrive at the time the show must start. What?
Yeah.
How does that work? So yeah, no.
I think also probably hot on the heels to that would be an engineer that panics when something does go wrong, because it inevitably does. Stuff goes wrong. Running around like a headless chicken, not knowing, just starting at one place, even if it's at the basics of, is it plugged in? Start at one place and work from there rather than trying to jump around like a flea and not know exactly where you are, what you've already looked at. And so, over panicking.
Yes. I think a lot of years ago, we did a Fierce and Singing, and Patricia Lewis was there. And a technical writer said, stress-free engineer. And we connected and said, what does this mean? And exactly what you say. A person that panics and runs after every button, and they're like pushing every button until it works. And I've had once before where I've had a guy that I sort of was helping with sound and that, where a mic also went dead, and he wanted to run to the front. I said, what are you doing now? No, the mic's dead. He wants to run to the front and go. I said, but look at your mixer, and on there you could see the light moving as she talks. So the problem somewhere is from the desk where the mute button somewhere on, or a group is out, whatever, or pass it. But the mic cable itself is not the problem. So Roger, evaluate the problem, look what it could be, and then move on, rather than just push everything around looking stressed. Because you do look stressed, everybody's stressed.
Everybody's stressed.
Just walk and say, look, it happens, As long as you don't make it a often occurrence,
yes.
Be prepared and do your thing. People might not be too happy, but they understand. It's not such a big deal. So thank you, Patricia, those years for the
heads up.
Yeah. So and Amberly, Miss A, I should call your name.
Just call me Amberly, it's fine.
Amberly, okay. What would you say is usually, when you do video and so on, sometimes, what would be the most irritating problem you might have, while you're doing video? What would
This
be
is very easy. It's when I'm recording and people decide to walk in front of the camera. Even when the teacher or the host has said, please stay in your seats, don't walk in front of the camera. Yes, we have 3 different setups, but please just don't walk in front of the camera. It's disrespectful.
It is, no? And I found before whereby people just blatantly, the camera is high and you can sort of walk underneath it, but that sort of, I don't care anymore, just walk in front of it, even not trying to at least get under the camera or so. It's like that, I just don't care. That's a very good one. That is often, and I've noticed too sometimes when I have to edit camera, then guys walk and come on guys, and then sometimes could have walked past the side, but just because it's more effort and so on. True.
Yeah.
And just one tab too for the people out there. I think I'm going to show face another thing that usually irritates me. It's being recorded by professional cameras. Stop holding that big tab in the air. I've got to show this. So you got the tab like this, and everybody behind you has to look at you now taking video.
Yeah.
There's good cameras there.
This is what it ends up looking like.
That's, shot that one. Yeah, and you've got this light shining in everybody's eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
And so on. No, I could believe that. So, I'm like going question after question here for you. So I'm not going to talk too much about, of course, your fitness and that type of things, because although that is an entertainment form in itself sometimes, isn't it?
It can be quite entertaining, yes.
Especially if you see guys trying to do some,
Yeah.
I call it yogurt. Yogurt, whatever.
Yeah.
Probably very stiff,
Yeah.
the movements of
Yeah.
the arm. But I mean, to get the right tune going there and that, then
Yeah.
people just enjoy it.
Yeah, no, can be
so
fun.
on. So, yeah. Now, last thing. On the show too, we want to deal, like I said, getting maybe little things together. We're going to start also selling products and so on our site. Miss A, or she prefers Ambly apparently, will be very much involved with that too, and the younger viewers. We're going to start looking at certain products too. Sometimes the little products that you actually need, or hoping somebody has, or might not even know that you need it until you get it and think, how did I live with this out this for 10 years or 1 year or 20 years, however long you've been in the business, You'll be surprised when I've met older guitar players and they've got a hum and I said, don't you? I do have, but if I just come along and we suddenly have somebody else and said, where's your DI box? Oh, what's a DI box? Enough, If you don't know what's a DI box, yeah, we'll have
Call
to-
me.
Call, WhatsApp us or whatever. We will, as when the credits are finished, they'll see there's a whole Harddrive logo running again, but at the end there's an email address in that. And please stay in contact when you look for things as well. But it's going to be all these little things. So, Lyndene, what's the one thing that you sometimes think would be nice to have, or that you think would need, except your, of course you're going to say keyboard, but that doesn't count. Okay. Maybe little things that you think that would be nice for an artist to maybe keep with you, or would be nice to have if you go to different places and they might not have it, and something nice a muser should have in its toolbox. They always talk about sound engineers having their toolboxes.
Yeah.
And maybe one day, maybe one day I'll unpack my
Toolbox.
my toolbox, my bag.
Can do an unboxing video.
Yeah. We're going to do an unbox sound engineer or Reino's. I don't know how I fit all that stuff in my poor laptop bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Perfect.
can
Mary Poppins.
Yeah, Mary Poppins, here it comes there. So, what's the one little thing you think that we should look for, or maybe add to our sell list that you think?
Well, I'm probably just gonna sound so ridiculous, but each singer or whoever test a microphone. I know it sounds like this you should know, but every microphone is different and everyone has a different tone and things like that. And we did a test quite a while ago. Just because it's a good name, this good name brand doesn't mean it's going to suit your voice. So take some time and actually go and listen to different ones, and then you'll get the one that fits you specifically. And that should be something that you keep, especially if you're like a lead singer or someone who does this more consistently. Yes, you would have your own keyboard like I have, but to have your own microphone, because then at least you know the sound quality you're going to get out of it, and not going to give your engineer too many hassles with range, or all the technical terms. But there are definitely changes. Different voices need different microphones.
Yeah, and nice in bringing that up, I do feel like you do get the standard microphones, good microphones. Like we've got the SM58, and there's the SM58 Beta, which is quite nice, and it's a new one. I think it's SM86. I might be wrong if I'm wrong, guys. Don't get on me. 86, 89. I haven't really followed that group yet. I'm still quite on the SM58s, and then I'm also on really liking the Samsung Q7 microphones and Q8s. Although I use the Q7 often, quite a cheaper mic, but does brilliantly. But yeah, you've got one or two of these mics that's your standard mics, but then you do get some of the artists that wants more different mics, and maybe they want a specific Sennheiser mic, or even a different Samsung mic, or there's so many different brands now these days. Teddy Lex or Telefunken. Teddy Lex, I think, has a head and so on. AKG. We can go on. Bayer Dynamics. Thank you. Audio Technica, which most people don't really know in South Africa, but is really good brand. 80s. I think Sarah Brightman sings with Audio Technologies often, and I use them as drum mic kits. But I think once you start going for that type of precise mic, I think, like you said, try to get your own one and have it with, if you're really not happy with the mic that they give you and so on. And yes, if you're hiring some company, and I'm going to get in trouble, of course you don't expect them to have a hybrid mic there or a Dixon mic waiting for you.
No, you want something decent
you want something quite decent
that works, and that, I mean, if you're a hiring company, you're going to have the standard, as they say. But each of us as musicians have the sound that we want our voice to sound like. And there are microphones that can enhance that sound for you.
And it would be nice, like you say, if you have maybe your own mic, if it's a bit away from the general mic.
Usual.
Or for some reason you like the certain mics and they're like 8,000 Rand. Even most hiring companies might have that. And the problem is that you do find the hiring companies that usually keep those type of things, their price range is higher. You know? So our cost is much higher, and something's got to be fair on the people that bring you in. It's difficult to play for a place that maybe take 100 people or 300 people in a hall, but you want equipment that would probably cost 60,000 Rand to hire in, and that's not really fair.
No.
So I like that say. So anything else you want to add?
Well, I suppose it just depends on what you see as is important in your career. I mean, if you're a musician and this is what you're really working hard in, you've got to invest in you. You invest in, if you're going to be a doctor, you invest in your time at a university, and you have to give up certain things, and that's what it costs. It costs to really come out with the best and to give yourself a good chance. So put the money in, put the time in, put the effort in. That's what it's going to cost.
Nice. And I suppose, Emily, I shouldn't ask you this question really, because you're not really into the gimmick stuff of things. You usually work with the equipment that you've been given. But is there anything you can think that you would wanted to add that should be in a box? Nothing really. The one thing I always say to you that you should keep with the camera always is a DI box. So it's one I think, because most people forget, I'm going to put on a watch it, most people forget about get great video, but without good audio, it's terrible. And often these little cameras and that might just have like a basic mic input or something. So it's nice to try to balance the signal and run this balanced signal as far as you can without having unbalanced and humming levels. And if you can, of course, you want to get a signal from the mixer, but at the same time, you hope the guy that works on it can give you a separate mix so that you don't end up having to use your internal camera. Anything science happens and very far off. You want it solid, but hopefully a guy too that can give you a separate mix so that you don't keep on clipping your camera. Is that good enough advice there, Miss A?
Yes.
Nice.
What he said.
They see if we start talking about the game industry and something and the headsets and it's cordless mics they use for gaming and that, then she would have been she would have been I bought it the headsets too. I mean, there you go. I bought it this quickly. Let's see what they look like. Ooh, check that. Yeah.
And they light up.
Oh,
they light up.
Too.
But
Nice.
like it's a
RGB stuff. Nice. Okay. You see, for them that's quite important. And again, even for certain gamers, I mean, for you guys too, audio is quite important because you can actually hear the movements between somebody being behind you and so on. And
Can I talk a bit about Apex and audio?
Yeah, we can give it a minute or two, and then we're gonna finish off.
Yes, audio is very important because in games, especially like Apex, the sound, it's really well done where you can hear footsteps, and so many people can catch you off guard if you're not listening very well. sometimes it gets annoying because it's so well that you can hear your own footsteps and then you think, there's an enemy on me.
That's it. So, short and sweet. Man, you can see when you talk to somebody who's like technical and gets things done. I said it, it's finished. You get it. So, well, that was nice to have you guys here. I appreciate that. In my little studio. It's our first take, so I appreciate you being here, me putting you in the middle. I mean, both of you are not shy when it comes to podcasts and YouTube and that. You both do your things. You mostly in your church and music related things, and I know it's some nights you guys do a live worship.
Yeah.
Or some edited live. It takes guts to do that. You know, most people will say, let's record and edit and we sound great.
Yeah, it's tempting. But that's more work. So sometimes doing it live, learning to do it right the first time.
Yeah, and I think it does make you more of, I can say effort to, like you said, sort of try to have more the right things in it and make an effort.
Yeah.
And then from Miss A side, more on the gaming podcast sides and that type of things. So yes. So well, it was great to have you guys here. Once again, if anybody's interested in seemingly doing podcasting, there is a special at the moment we can get hold of. That's a brilliant little Samsung microphone. I think it's called a Meteor, and it literally plugs a computer, USB.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. So you don't need a mixer. I'm running a mixer. I'm running my video unit here, so you can see now that I'm pushing buttons and going crazy here. I'm some of the live editor, everything here. Maybe one day we'll get enough likes and we'll have a actual production site there. But at the moment we do that all. But yeah, the great little mic plugs in straight, works. So if anybody's interested in those things, again, as the credits go now, you will see emails, website. Let us know. It will send you some costing there. And at the moment, we have to only by courier.
Yeah.
Because that's what the lockdown rules say. So it was great to have you guys here. Great to have you here. Do you want me to push in a block and say, give you like a minute if you want to just say something inspirational or something if you're not interested? Or let me tell you this, or let me ask you this. Do you have any muso joke?
Oh, a muso joke. Okay, I read one today actually. It says, I'd never allow my kids to watch orchestra.
Okay, what? See, Emily's like, what? Okay, I wonder why.
There's too much sex and violence.
Yeah, okay,
that's a mom joke.
I must say, I was waiting for the bass clef walking to the bar.
Yeah.
You know, you always have this bass and treble clef jokes. That's brilliant. Okay, well,
Yeah.
it was great to have you guys here.
Thanks for the invite.
I enjoyed it. Let's hope it grows from here and so on. And yeah, till next time, I'll see you guys.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
Someone's asked,
Okay.
where can we hear your wife sing?
Okay,
Not in the shower.
She's a very good
I
singer.
think we can still talk on. I mean, I've got about 20 minutes left on this thing. I don't want to push it too long.
Yes, please ask questions.
Yeah, we will. Scan, please put a mic at the shower while she sings.
I don't sing in the shower. I think it sounds terrible.
You want to give some details?
Well, at the moment we live streaming on our church YouTube page, which is Boksburg Community Church every Sunday morning.
Okay.
And
So
then
you can just type. Emily,
I will put it in.
put it in there. The site that they can look on it and.
And
what
then
times?
on Sunday morning it's at 10:30, but obviously that will start changing now again once we start with normal
Live services
church.
starting
Yay,
again.
we're starting live services again, so that might change up a bit. But my dad or my family and I have opened our Facebook page called World Praise 2000 or World Praise 2K. You can find it on Facebook. And yeah, we've literally just started that, and we're going to be posting up some videos there. We did a live stream on last Sunday.
Okay. Is that still available?
That is still there. They can go there and watch it there. And yeah, hopefully we can get more and
very
more.
a cappella, I've noticed, because it's guitar, keyboard,
Yeah,
vocal.
it's very like unplugged.
and just sometimes yeah, you'll see me there too. Maybe once or twice I might join, depending. And at the moment, it's like this little electric drum Alice's. Actually, quite
Quite
nice
a
to
nice
move
one.
around with. I play it now and then. Yes, I'm an acoustic drummer. I really have an issue with electric drum kits. But we have toured around a bit sometimes with two smaller churches in Durban and so on. And I take this little unit. It's really great. It's another thing we can look up as well as some people want. Like I said, nice unit. You set it up and you just play. And what I've done is it comes with this little pedal. And although I always battle with this little pedal, I noticed when I plug in the Alice's keyboard pedal,
Yes, it works.
and there's a switch you can set it right, it works. And I feel like I've got a proper weighted pedal.
Yeah.
You see.
This is the other thing. We get very creative. And they weren't joking when they say necessity is the mother of invention. Because when you really desperately need something, you find something to make it work. So, yeah. No, so that's mainly at the moment what we're doing,
Okay,
where
great.
we're at.
So, our top camera there, how's it? I'm going to say bye-bye to everybody and so on. Once again, it was great to have you all here. Thank you for coming. I hope you like my little studio setup. Look at all those CDs behind me. Guys, you don't even see, there's about 4 times more what you see here. And they're all real. It's not a cleverly, how can I say, how do you say that?
Alphabetical.
Yeah, it's alphabetical, but it's not a background picture.
Yeah,
Yes, no.
no, those are real.
I'm just like Dad when it comes to organizing. Okay, maybe not like my room, but like
Yeah.
when it comes to things like that, if you look very close, you'll see there's like a white sticker on them. I've typed every single one of these DVDs in my laptop, name and barcode, and in alphabetical order.
And that's how they have
we
to stay.
put them in alphabetical order. And the stickers are just there to mark. If you look close, I don't know if you'll see some of them have like numbers on them because there's more than one, or it is number 1 and number 2. I'm just that type of person.
So they know everything about my collection. But that's nice. Why it's nice to work with you too, because when it comes to shows,
Same.
everything organized, in place, cables tidy, and so on. So there, a little bit more inside of you. But we'll see more of you through all our shows. And hopefully we'll get some artists and DJs later through here too. Guys, it's not planned at the moment to be every exact time, but just please subscribe to the channel, and you'll see it's a little bell thing. Click on it, so when things come on and happen, it will notify you. And the whole idea is we are trying to grow this channel. You know, I'm not scared to ask. To help us, share the link, push it out there. You know, we're a company here sitting in a very cold side of Gauteng at the moment, but hey, you know, it's just great to have your insights and your support. I really appreciate that.
It's currently 15 degrees.
And it's currently 15 degrees Celsius.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
only
what
'cause
that
the
is, but
heater's
it's
on.
nice to be done. And just for our artists, I need to say bye-bye. You see this, but this girl is keep talking. I put a heater there. She's got a heater there because, like I said, this girl likes heat.
Yes,
She doesn't do cold, so.
yesterday I was actually blue, literally.
Blue. started crazy on that song again. Eh?
Yeah, I'm blue.
Yeah. So,
Shh, copyright.
yeah, copyright. Okay, great. So, again, see you all. Till next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.